Hey everyone, Motumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And we have another awesome deck, another fun one that we built on stream. But real quick, as always, before we hop into today's deck, just want to remind everybody, if you enjoyed the channel and the video, please like, comment, subscribe, check out all the cool links down below, which of one is the Discord, and hop on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/BAMotumbo, and you could be a part of the deck building process when we stream on the weekends, and you could be a part of a video, so that'd be pretty exciting. But yeah, bring your ideas. But let's just hop right into today's deck, and we are playing Approach the Beanstalk. So this is another deck that focuses on Up the Beanstalk, another super powerful card in a lot of different formats. It's a 2-mana enchantment that just says when it enters the battlefield or whenever you cast a spell with 5 mana, mana value 5 or greater, draw a card. So it's going to draw a card when it comes into play, it replaces itself, and then anytime you cast an expensive spell that costs 5 or more, you're going to draw a card. So we are going to take advantage of just playing a bunch of expensive board wipes and whatnot, and we're taking advantage of one of the most powerful domain cards that's available right now in the form of Leyline Binding. So Leyline Binding is a 6-mana enchantment, and and the looks of that in itself doesn't look too great, but it has both flash and domain. And domain says it costs 1 less for each basic land type among lands you control. So we're playing a ton of shock lands and triomes, and we're essentially going to be playing 4 colors. And Leyline Binding is essentially going to be a 2-mana flash enchantment. But because it technically still costs 6 mana, it's just cheaper to play. We're going to be drawing cards when we cast this with the Up the Beanstalk. So at the end of the day, right, this is just a deck that is a control deck with a lot of ramp and then just a lot of ways to basically clear the board, put down some pretty powerful creatures, and then if we can't win with creatures, then we win with our Approach of the Second Sun. And again, if you're not familiar with Approach of the Second Sun, it is a 7-mana sorcery. If the spell was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun in this game, you win the game. Or what happens is if you cast it for the first time, it goes into your deck, the 7th card from the top, and you gain 7 life. But the second time you cast this, you win the game. So it's actually pretty powerful. We're playing 2 of these again because we really only need to cast 1. It's going to go back in our library, and then we're going to draw it again, right? Because we're drawing a ton of cards with Up the Beanstalks, and we're just going to hopefully just cycle through our deck real quick and then get to it. So let's look at the ramp that we're playing. We're playing Utopia Sprawl. Don't hate me. Again, I am a firm believer that Utopia Sprawl should not be in Historic, because why would they allow this card and not Spreading Seas? I don't know. But yeah, Utopia Sprawl, super powerful. 1 green mana, enchant a forest. When it enters the battlefield, choose a color, and then whenever that forest is tapped for mana, you get an extra mana of that color that you chose. So we're getting to ramp on turn 1, and it's not a creature, so it's going to be harder to deal with. We're playing 4 copies of Explore, so we can, play as many land. We can play an extra land per turn. So we're just trying to play as many lands as possible. We're playing 4 copies of Into the North. This lets us go through our deck for a snow land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. 2 mana. Again, 2 mana ramp is really powerful, especially in a format like Historic. And we are playing, snow lands. We do have only 2 basic snow lands, but we have 4 of the come into play tap lands like Ice Tunnel, Woodland Chasm, Arctic Treeline, Rimewood Falls. These all are snow lands, so we can go get those. They come into play tapped, but we'll have the mana available the following turn. But again, these are great because these also count as basic land types, because they have like this one, for example, Forest Island. The other one, we have Island Swamp, and so on and so on. And then let's look at the other ways that we have to control the board, right? So creature-wise, we have 2 copies of Frost Titan. Frost Titan is just a great card. I wanted to include this because not only is it a giant, and we are kind of playing, a whole theme with the Up the Beanstalk. We're going to play some giants. It's a 6/6 for 6, which is a great stat line. Whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless they pay 2. So this is actually like a ward type effect, but it's hidden. So it's not going to remind your opponent whenever you go to cast it. It's actually the spell is going to try to resolve, and then if they don't have the mana, you might see some shame scoops. But it also has the real powerful ability of whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you get to tap something down, and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap phase. So we can, stick this to prevent them from untapping powerful cards. We can, like maybe the One Ring, we can tap down a One Ring, or we could tap down land so they just really can't do anything. And again, we're ramping out so quickly that a Frost Titan on turn 3 or 4, ideally, would really just win the game, right? We're also playing Realm-Cloaked Giant. So this is a 7 mana 7/7 with Vigilance, but it does have an adventure side called Cast Off, and it just says for 5 mana, destroy all non-giant creatures, right? We're only playing giant creatures, so this is not going to kill our board. But for 5 mana, we get to essentially Wrath. We get to draw a card with Up the Beanstalk, and again, all of these cards in this column, we're going to be able to draw cards with. And what's really cool about the interaction here is, right, we get to destroy all creatures. We get to potentially play a 7/7 after that. And then if we need to Wrath again, we could cast Time Wipe, right? So Time Wipe says return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. So if need be, we can Wrath and then bounce our Realm-Cloaked Giant back to our hand, essentially giving us another Wrath and another creature to play, which is, if we cast both of those, 2 more cards that we draw off of Up the Beanstalk if we only have one of those in play. It's going to be super powerful. We have 1 copy of Farewell because you really don't need to play too many copies of this. I would say maybe we could up this to 2 copies, maybe take out one of the Time Wipes, because I do feel like there were some situations during the stream that we would have benefited from having more than 1 Farewell. But, you know, again, play with the number of cards that you feel like you have, and or with what you're seeing in your meta, and maybe it'll work out that way better for you. And then last but not least, we are playing 4 copies of Virtue of Persistence. This is a cool card. This is 2 mana, target creature gets -3/-3, and then you gain 2 life. So this is really going to help us with those early aggressive decks. We're going to really just kill their 1s and 2 drops. We're going to gain some life back, so we're not like hurting too much. And then for 7 mana, we get an enchantment that just says at the beginning of upkeep, put a creature card from any graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So we're going to be just destroying creatures, and then we're going to be getting them back regardless of whose they are, and then we're just going to win the game that way. All while drawing a bunch of cards with Up the Beanstalk, right? And then the Giants will overcome, and if the Giants just happen to show up late to the party, we have Approach of the Second Sun, like I mentioned, to win the game, right? So we have a bunch of lands that are essentially dual lands, tri-lands, a lot of lands that, actually the land type matter. And then we have 3 copies of Mana Conflicts, just in case we need to cast any of our early ramp spells to make sure that we have it. So this is Approach the Beanstalk. Really hope you enjoy the deck. We're going to hop into the games, and we will see you all at the wrap-up. T-Bone. Oh, man. Okay, so this is fine. Hand's a little slow because all of our tap lands. I mean, our Leyline Binding is immediately going to cost 2 mana, which is good. Cavalcade, okay. All right, well. We're in for some hurting. Which one is this? So this is definitely one that we need to kill because this gets bigger every time. Ooh, Utopia Sprawl was a pretty good draw. Let me do this. I'm going to tap 4 here. White, blue. It doesn't really matter. Just gain a little bit of life back here. So next turn, we're going to take, what, 4 minimum? Oh, okay. Yep. We're at 9. All right, not feeling too great about this. This is actually a good draw. So we play this, and then I think I just go after one of their creatures. Maybe we could draw land here. That'd be pretty sick. No, but that's really good. So now I think we go after one of these. I can play, yeah, these as flash. All right, maybe let's see. We'll see what they're doing before. All right, so we're gonna Leyline Binding. Let's see what we draw. Tap land, not great. So if I get rid of this, we're gonna take 4. If I get rid of this, we take 3. So I think we get rid of this. I really have to preserve my life total here. Especially against mono red. Like, I really, oh god, I don't want to shock that in. Okay. Not looking too good. Opponent probably has Burn in their hand. Oh, or they're just going to keep drawing. You did it. Okay. So I feel a lot better about where we are. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, gosh. Time wipe. Again, it doesn't really matter what we play here. Let's just thin our deck out. All right, be gentle. Does it say die? Yeah, it does say die. So we can exile this and then be fine. So if we exile all enchantments, we're gonna, yeah, no, we don't want to do that. Okay, that was actually a pretty good draw. So we have a little bit more life gain here. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to gain 1 off of this. All right. Oh, I hate this. Mana Confluence. So ooh, Up the Beanstalk? Okay. I might need another way to gain life. Oh, hey, Avid Fish. Good morning, good morning. Oh, that was a great draw right there. All right, so we have a binding for this. Start working on the last 20 cards of that Brawl deck. That's hilarious. Should I time wipe here? All right. Let's cycle. I mean, we just attack, right? Because the combat damage will happen before the Arsonist resolves. Good game, T-Bone. Whew, always feels good to beat Mono Red, regardless of what iteration they're playing. Or his stuff, yeah. That's funny to me. This seems fine, right? Like, we can do... Name here white, probably. I like how it adds the color to the land. Makes it look like a dual land. Alright, so we can... explore. And then probably just play two tap lands. I think that's fine. Thing in the Ice. This only bounces creatures, right? Non-horror creatures. Okay. That doesn't kill this, so... Reveal the top 5, put 2 instants and or sorceries. Spike Field and Lightning Axe. This only deals creatures, right? Yeah. I wonder if they're going to do anything with their graveyard. So I wonder if it's worth to get rid of the graveyard. I don't think it's going to be. Let's say next, because if we draw a land and we cast our Cyclone Summoner and bounce this, they might try to flip this. I mean, I will Leyline Binding it in response, so... I could have waited until it flipped, but that doesn't necessarily do anything. Let's see. If we're not going to do anything again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to draw land there. Oh God, I really want to fire this off to remove graveyards, right? Because they are doing a lot of graveyard manipulation. But I do kind of feel like we're going to see some... what are they, Phoenixes? We just maybe haven't seen them yet. You played some crazy stuff last night? Atraxa? Yeah. Atraxa's... And it depends on which Atraxa. Atraxa's pretty bonkers, and regardless of which one. This has to be a Phoenix deck, right? Oh, great. All right. So I'm just going to pay 2 life. I'm going to fire one of these off. It's a 7/7. It's going to be hard to deal with. I don't want to fire off the Cyclone Summoner right now, especially against this deck, because they'll be able to flip the Thing in the Ice pretty quickly. And I mean, they have at least 5 damage that they're showing, but they're going to have to spend a lot of resources to get rid of a 7/7. Okay, so they are 100% playing with Phoenixes. All right, so it was good not to not to fire off the farewell. Okay. All right, so they're gonna get two Phoenixes back. We're gonna take 6, go to 12, and then we get to farewell. Exile creatures in graveyards. And then hopefully we're sitting okay. I'm just going to fire this off, right? Creatures, graveyards, and hope we don't get spell pierced. Like, they have an opt, but... Oh, okay, well, that's pretty good as well. Okay, so they're just gonna try to get in. This is totally fine, but we're just gonna gain the life back immediately. Well, we're gonna gain most of the life back. I wouldn't mind getting one more land into play, especially this turn, so we could virtue. Perfect. So next turn we can virtue the adventure side, and then we can cast the actual enchantment, and then we could hopefully get back this Arclight Phoenix, and then prevent them from ever being able to do anything. So. One more. Okay, so we're going to go to 7, then back up to 9. I'm going to play this first just to see. Alright, so you just have to put them to the test, right? They could have another Fading Hope where they bounce. I'm hoping that's not the case, because I really am counting on this 2 life. Oh, well. So if they have exactly 3 cards that they can... What is this? It's pretty good. They can flash this back too. They get back the... Okay, so we're going to go to 6. They only have the 1 creature. Oh, they could hit more than one of these. If they hit their remaining 2, yeah, we're just toast. Oh, not great. Okay. I mean, they're doing a good job of dodging. Oh, that was a great hit. Okay, so now we can just completely ignore this. Alright, so now we can start actually just discarding creatures to get back. I mean, I'm 100% blocking that. Just get more creatures down. I would rather... Would I rather Into the North or Explore here? I think it's almost the same. Hold on, I only have 5. I think I have all my snowlands in play, so Into the North is actually a dead card. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have actually even... Oh, no, we still have a Realm-Cloaked Giant. I was going to say maybe we shouldn't have played a creature so we could get one back, but we have another one. This is good. Maybe we... Let me attack. They're going to bounce 2 creatures. It's pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to actually cast this to gain a couple life. Go up to 8. So now, Surveil 2, draw a card. They only have 9 cards left in their deck. Three Phoenixes are dealt with. So like if they were to play a Phoenix, they can't just attack with it unless they have another bounce spell. Which they might. Oh, good game. Whew. Good game. We go first. Okay. Right, yeah, it's weird. Does this make... Well, that does make black. Just say white. So they're playing mono green Devotion, and their hand is kind of black because they drew this Nykthos. Okie doke. Did I have fun? No. It was only a minute long game, right? And we were actually going to Leyline Binding the Alpha had they not conceded. So, either way. and you'll get an idea. And then I'd be more than happy to like go through everything with you and show you how to do stuff. I go first. So I could either Utopia Sprawl on one. I think I am gonna do that. Like this, it's a little awkward, right? Or if I play this down, don't Utopia Sprawl. Then next turn I could Utopia Sprawl and into the north, and I think it just works out the same. Right? Either way, it just works out the same. Faithless Looting, red whites. Oh, this is a freaking combo deck. I don't know if we could beat a combo deck. I mean, we could draw our farewell, right? Oh, okay. That was a good draw. Like, we literally have one farewell in our deck, and we just drew it, so... Yes, discard all of these great cards. No. Kaboom! We drew our one. We drew our one of. So it feels good. They didn't know that though. They didn't know that. I honestly rookily forgot that it was in my graveyard. So you are correct. Okay, I'm going to into the north for something that has blue in it. Probably blue, black, blue, green. Let's do blue, black. This is like the squirrel combo deck. So good thing about this is it has not grown out of size. Okay. They had no follow-up. So they're going to collected company. That's fine. Oh, they didn't even have collected company. Heliod? Sure. You know what? I could just fire off this farewell and hit enchantments. That's fine. We still have it, so... Maybe I should have just fired it off, but I was afraid of another collected company there, or the first one that I was thinking about that never happened yet. Uh-huh. So we have all of our Leyline bindings in our hands. I mean, I just have to do this. If they have another one, they have another one. Okay. But we have 4 Leyline bindings, right? Like, that Mutavault could just kill us. Like, I mean, it would take 9 turns, but... Alright, let's get our next land out. Imagine if Field of the Dead was legal. Field of the Dead should 100% be legal in Historic again. That is a hill I'm ready to defend. I'm going to fire this off. If they reprieve this, we actually get the to -3/-3 again, potentially. Okay. Ooh, let's draw our Frost Titan. You are not a Frost Titan. Oh, maybe I should have actually gotten the Delighted Halfling, and then... No, they could still reprieve, right? So... Because reprieve returns, it doesn't counter. Johnny's welcome. I have to imagine they're playing the squirrel combo deck, right? They just haven't hit. Maybe they'll block with their Mutavault. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's try to end this game. No cards. And you still have protection. Ossification. Welcome back, friend. No attacks, because they have protection. Yeah, I feel like that was a pretty hefty dismantling. Which one is that? Luris. We'll keep. The Charmed Apple. I'll read that in a second. All right, so we can... I think we're going to explore. Just get another land into play. Ooh. All right, well... White, black. Each creature that's enchanted by Nora can attack. Okay. I definitely want to kill this Skrelv. Beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life and you gain where X is the number of auras you control. That's pretty cool. Okay, well. I hope neither one of you are giants, because we're going to cast this regardless. No. Okay, I mean, I like where we are against this deck right now. Land? Utopia Sprawl? That's like a land. This can't make white, so we'll just say white here. Oh, come back. Oh. We were having fun. Give us the little did you have fun this game? Do we keep this? I think we do. Oh, I was like, I wish we had a Utopia Sprawl. Well, hey, guess what? We do have a Utopia Sprawl. What is that? So I could play this, cast Explore, play another Mana Confluence, kill one of those. Yeah, we're definitely taking some damage here, but... Hey, Paul. Happy Saturday. The Regal Bunnicorn. The Meticulous Excavation. Holy Tall Paul. 5 months. Holy moly. Man, thank you so much. Again, guys, you know, I never expected, but it is always appreciated because, you know, it is high praise. I guess we are going to go... Wait, hold on. Make sure none of these are accidentally giants. So what does this do again? Return target permanent you control to... Lifelink. Enchantment spells are cheaper. I mean, if we can draw a land and actually get this Virtue of Persistence online, not next turn, but the turn after, be pretty happy with that. Okay. I'm happy with this. Let's just draw a land. Ooh, we did. So can I afford to go down to 6? I think I can. I really need to get value off this. Like, I really need the 2 life. Gonna go get another land. It's probably right to actually play the Realm-Cloaked Giant, but Parasite, I am sorry, but we got there. Invoker. Utopia Sprawl. Get white mana. All right, what do we got here? Be gentle. Voice of the Blessed. Well, I was going to kill the speaker, but we got to kill the Voice of the Blessed. Okay, yep. 23, 24. Oh, this is actually a really good draw. Alright, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to explore. We're going to shock this into play. And we're going to kill the speaker. Definitely don't want these premature angels coming out. And, oh, gosh. Oh, it's a 4/4. Oh, no. Let's just lock it down. It's embarrassing when you prematurely angel. Yeah, it definitely is. I hate when I prematurely angel. What are we doing here? Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about... Can I submit 0? No, I can't. Oh, that was a huge draw. This is indestructible at 10, right? Yeah. Yep. Invoker. We got him. Ooh, good game. Ooh, this is an interesting hand. Oh, you do it off camera too? Okay. So we can Utopia Sprawl. I think we just do whites. Is she going to talk to us again? I don't think so. So if I play this... Blue, white. I guess it doesn't actually really matter. I want to get... Probably gonna get this one. Blue, green, white. Alright, what's our opponent playing? Oh, Esper? Esper what, though? It's like they might have an absorb. You have a Bowmaster? You're gonna have brazen like petty theft or oh that's 100% fine. Oh, and you didn't have a land drop, so that's pretty interesting. This is probably gonna be an absorb here. Yep. She's on vocal rest until tomorrow. Yeah. Accurate. I mean, I'm just gonna try to slam stuff. Dissipate? When did they reprint Dissipate? Okay. To the north. You know what? I'm here to slam spells. Sure. I got another one. Maybe they tap out here for like a Scarab God, which is very unlikely, and then we just draw another one. Uh-oh. Are we doing this still? Like, this is still a thing? You can get your land destruction card. Mesmeric Orb. What? Oh my god, they milled us right to it. Oh, what? Oh, it's amazing. Ah, blah, we did it. Good game. That's how... we got two in the deck and they milled us right to it. Oh, man. Amazing. I know you never counter the first one. Always counter the ones after the first one. That's amazing. All right, welcome back to the wrap up, and we had a bunch of awesome games. You also saw some great games. The games are a little grindy, right? But I mean, Up the Beanstalk is a great card because again, right, it replaces itself at the minimum, and then you are going to be able to make up for it really quickly, especially if you have Leyline Bindings. And if you happen to draw more than one Up the Beanstalk and just play a Leyline Binding like for super cheap, you're immediately in the green. And you are just going to town and you are just going to outvalue your opponent. I really feel like if you get started really quickly with this deck, there's just absolutely no recovering for your opponents. Yeah, if your opponents play counter spells and whatnot, it could be a little tricky to get around. But at the same time, right, if you're drawing cards, if you just get the Up the Beanstalk in play, and you just start casting things, you're gonna be drawing cards regardless of whether or not they're countering spells, and then they're not gonna be able to keep up with your card draw. So there's just a lot of positive interactions, a lot of great synergies in this deck, and I really like the flavor of playing Giants along with Up the Beanstalk because you know what, it's fun at the end of the day, and again, at the end of the day, we're here to have fun. Virtue of the Persistence is great. The one, like I said in the intro, the one Farewell is amazing, but I really feel like I would probably add 2, maybe even 3. And what I would do most likely is I would play with the numbers of Time Wipe, and then I might even consider cutting a Realm-Cloaked Giant. But Time Wipe is great as a 5. Time Wipe could also be Doomscar because you could potentially foretell Doomscar on 2, and then on turn 3 you could cast it if you needed to. Or you could even cast it on turn 4 because maybe on turn 3 you're playing 2 Up the Beanstalks and then you're casting Doomscar, drawing a couple cards. Again, there's a lot of different things you could do with this deck. And again, I think this deck has a lot of versatility and a lot of great synergies. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think about it. There's a version of this deck that's actually going around right now that I feel like it also plays, instead of playing Frost Titans and Approaches, I think it plays the Cyclone Summoner, which is the 7 mana 7/7. But when it comes into play, it bounces all non-land permanents except for maybe like Giants and maybe Krakens or something. But it just bounces everything. So that could be a little tricky. I decided to change it up, right? Because it could be a little tricky playing that, because then you end up bouncing your Leyline Bindings, and then maybe you have to replay them again, and you're Up the Beanstalks. You get to you replay them, you draw more cards. But at the end of the day, right, sometimes you don't want Leyline Bindings to bounce because you don't want those triggers to happen from the cards that you took away from your opponent. But yeah, so again, play with the numbers as you wish, but this is really a great starting point for everybody if you have the cards. It's an expensive deck, don't get me wrong. A ton of mythics, a ton of rares, but again, it's a lot of fun. Give it a shot. But with that being said, again, if you enjoy the deck and the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below. Join the Discord. Hop on over to twitch.tv/BAMotumbo. Come on over on the weekend. Bring your deck ideas, or send them to me on Discord, and I would love to build your deck, expand on your ideas, and make it into a video. But with that being said, again, thanks everyone. Please stay safe, and we will see you all next time.